Was educated at Liverpool University, where I did a degree in computer science and psychology. A bit of an odd mix, but didn't really know an enormous amount about computers at the time, but loved psychology, so I thought a joint honours degree would be quite useful. So probably went and did a degree because I was passionate about the subject, rather than necessarily thinking it would lead me to anywhere. I think then I spent a lot of time, like many graduates, not really knowing what I wanted to do. Was at university, started to think about it in the final year. For some reason wasn't getting accepted by all of the big programmes. I think in my day I sent off about 30 or 40 applications. Nothing came from it, didn't really understand why. I thought I'd gone to a decent university. I came out with a 2-1, I thought, that's going to be good, but still struggled to find anything. I was kind of very into university and away from home, enjoying myself. So was the year rep each year within university for for my colleagues and my all of the students of my year group. So I was elected 2 out of 3 years to represent my cohort, if you like, to the university. So did that. Other than that, just got actively involved in a bit of sport, a lot of social, and kind of really just enjoyed myself. It's about kind of learning who you are and really learning what you're good at and what you're not good at. I kind of find that school always kind of in a way puts you into little boxes and pushes you towards a particular direction, and for me it was only at university that I was really able to start to kind of understand what I liked doing and what I didn't like doing, where my skills were, where my skills weren't, what I was good at, what I wasn't good at. So I think it enabled me to, I know it sounds corny, but discover what I enjoyed doing, what I felt I was good at, and what I struggled with. I enjoyed the whole kind of promotion side, I enjoyed running for election, I enjoyed the whole campaign side, and then I enjoyed being part of a kind of management team that were really trying to air the views of students and trying to get the university to listen to what changes should happen to make the students' lives a little nicer. And also to understand kind of politics and just how difficult it can be to get anybody to agree to do anything when there's so many levels of hierarchy. So it was a good opportunity, I think, for me just to get to know who I was, because I think I didn't really know before then what I was and what I was good at. I think it was a very, very important lesson, because I think it gives you one of the things that Teach First really looks for, which is that humility, respect and empathy. Again, through school, I think you're kind of, in this country, you're kind of built to kind of have the confidence and to do what you want, but they don't necessarily mirror that with, well, yes, you can strive for what you want, but you need to take people with you and it needs to be collaborative. You can't just go in and say, change the world. You have to kind of go in and go, okay, what's your agenda? What's your agenda? How can I learn from you? How can I influence you? So it gave me those skills of listening, influencing, and really just respecting that everybody will have a difference of opinion. Sometimes you need to compromise, but sometimes actually you need to influence others to your way of thinking if you're going to get the result that you're looking for. I think now I'm a graduate recruiter and I've been doing graduate recruitment for 11 years, I can totally get why I didn't get anywhere. For me, I've learned what I want to do probably more by what I don't want to do than actually jobs that I've enjoyed. So I was, on your kind of question about kind of working with others, absolutely. Now, even though I was, working in a garage selling TV programs to Africa and Eastern Europe, there was very little good about that particular role, but the bad absolutely told me that I don't want a job doing this, I don't want a job doing that, and it helps me kind of identify the sorts of things that I would like to do. And absolutely, as I moved then onto my purchasing roles, there were bits of it I loved, and certainly the building relationships with suppliers, negotiating, I thoroughly enjoyed, because it was all about working out who's in front of me, what do they want to get out of this negotiation, where's their limits. Let's build the relationship, let's give them an idea of what my limits are, let's do a bit of pushing of limits, let's work out where we're both going to walk away, and then start to come to a decent negotiation that's to the best benefit of both sides. I've been very lucky that I've been in graduate recruitment now for 11 years. I started off at United Biscuits, where I was the cocoa buyer, and I had a very strong manager and a very supportive manager who helped me work out where my skills lay and what sort of role I should have, and that moved me into graduate recruitment. So I did about 11 different functions for United Biscuits, from accounting to marketing through to factory management. Then moved to Deutsche Bank, where I was very lucky to have looked after the fixed income division globally for a few years, and at the same time as a director of the AGR, so I was able to support other graduate recruiters by that position on the board of the AGR. Teach First is an educational charity.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in this country, there is educational disadvantage. You are twice as likely to do better at your GCSEs if you come from a wealthier background than if you come from a poor background. We think that's fundamentally wrong. We think it's complete inequality that wealth of parents or carers determines whether a child is going to do well.
Yeah.
And actually, we kind of found out as a board last week that we're the worst country in the world for this, even worse than the US. So there is a real problem in this country which needs to be sorted out. Now, I don't claim Teach First is going to solve every single part of it, but what we believe is that you can change the access, the achievements and the aspirations of the children in challenging schools by taking top graduates, putting them into those challenging schools for 2 years, making them be the teacher of those children, having a real impact in the short term, and then after the 2 years allowing those graduates to decide what they want to do. Because we believe in the short term our participants will have a big impact on children's lives, but in the long term systemic change is going to come by our ambassadors, our alumni, who continue to address educational disadvantage through whatever means is open to them. So it's about leadership, it's about saying that, and hence why it's Teach First Learning to Lead. We believe that you're a leader in the classroom, but that you're going to be a leader in the future. And we do a number of things to help our participants become leaders through working with our supporters, working with the Institute of Education, working with Imperial Business School, a number of different initiatives that we do that help you not only deliver in the classroom, but if you decide to leave the classroom after 2 years, you can become then a leader of whatever you do. Because we believe if you've got politicians, heads of industry, heads of charities, heads of schools who have all done Teach First, that's when you'll see systemic change, because they will be the ones that will actually make sizable changes in their institutions, in their strategies, and actually really address educational disadvantage.